So, what if you could retire by 30? I know, it's a super bold promise, but there's a popular online strategy out there that claims it's actually possible if you build a very specific set of digital assets. Today, we're going to break down that exact plan. 8 assets that are supposedly designed to help you hit financial independence way before your 60s. Let's dive in.
The entire philosophy really kicks off with this pretty provocative claim. The source argues that the traditional path we're all taught, get a job, get a mortgage, retire at 67, is just fundamentally broken. It's a challenge to rethink everything we've been told about building wealth, suggesting there's a whole other way that most people just don't see.
And to back up that huge claim, the source points to this number, $67,000. That's the author's claimed income per week. Yeah. The point is simple. You just don't get to a number like that by playing by the old rules. So how is it even possible? Well, it all starts with understanding one core problem.
And here it is. On one side, you've got selling your time. Imagine a dog trainer. Let's call him Jamie. He's fantastic at his job, but he can only train so many dogs in a day, right? His income has a hard ceiling because it's capped by the hours he can physically work. But on the other side, you have building an asset. What if instead of training one dog at a time, Jamie wrote the ultimate dog training manual? He builds it once, and he can sell it, an infinite number of times. And that is the crucial difference.
This brings us to the core concept of the whole strategy, shadow levers. You can think of them as these assets working for you in the background, churning out income without you having to trade your time for every single dollar. They're the engine of this entire plan. So let's take a look at the first category of these so-called levers.
The first 4 assets are all aimed at digital creators. We're talking about people who can monetize a skill by creating content or providing some kind of high-value service online. Let's see how they're broken down.
First up, faceless, short-form content. Now, for these next few slides, let's make sure we understand these ratings. Time to learn and money needed are out of 5. For money needed, a low score, like 1/5, is great. It means it's cheap to get started. But then you have ease of profit. A low score there means it is highly competitive. So the opportunity here is huge. All these platforms are in an attention war, and they're paying big bucks for content. The source points to a 16-year-old, Daniel Bitton, who's supposedly earning $500,000 a month from simple clips. The catch? That low profit score. The key isn't crazy editing. It's being able to craft a killer hook that grabs people.
Okay, next is AI animation. The ratings here tell a pretty similar story. Quick to learn, cheap to start, especially with all the new AI tools popping up. With so much content out there, creators are just desperate to stand out, which makes high-quality animation a really hot commodity. The source's own animator, Mercy, reportedly makes $8,000 to $10,000 a month just using AI to bring ideas to life. And notice the ease of profit is a little higher at 2 out of 5. That suggests there's maybe a clearer path to getting paid for this kind of specialized skill.
Asset number 3, personalized online coaching. Now check this out. The time to learn score is a 2 out of 5. This one isn't about learning a new skill from zero. It's for people who already have expertise in something, whether it's fitness, business, maybe even music. For example, Jack Jefferson, who apparently quit a $70,000 corporate job to make $7,000 a month as an online fitness coach. That low 1/5 ease of profit score again just highlights that it's not enough to just have the expertise. You have to deliver it with real personalization, custom plans and actual check-ins.
And the last creator asset is strategic online writing. You got to pay close attention to the rating on this one, a 5 out of 5 for time to learn. This is the hardest skill to master on our list so far. A good copywriter, as the source puts it, is basically a salesman in print. We're not talking about writing novels here, we're talking about writing that makes people take action. Landing pages, ad copy, video scripts. And because it's so hard, and because great writing can literally double a business's profit, someone like Adam can earn over $10,000 a month doing it.
Okay, just a quick little interlude here. The source material actually included this exact data point, a direct call out that 69% of its own viewers weren't subscribed. It's kind of brilliant, right? It illustrates one of their own principles in action, using data and direct communication to engage an audience and build an asset. In this case, a community.
All right, let's move into the second category of assets. These are less about providing a direct service and are more focused on building scalable systems or investing your capital for more passive returns. This brings us right back to Jamie's dog training manual, automated info products. The idea is so simple. Build it once, an ebook, a course, a template, whatever, and sell it forever. The ratings show it takes a moderate amount of time to create, but very little money.
The challenge, as always, is that low 1/5 ease of profit score. But with today's tools, even just a few sales a week can create that classic passive income stream that flows in while you sleep.
Next up, one for the more ambitious builders out there: subscription-based digital tools. Just look at these ratings. This is a big commitment. It gets a 5 out of 5 for time and a 3.5 for money. So yeah, this is not a weekend project. But if you can solve a real business problem, the reward is a predictable, recurring revenue stream. The source even suggests partnering with a developer for equity if you can't code yourself. You start small. Just 20 customers paying $20 a month is already $100 a week.
And now we pivot to pure investment. This asset is all about dividend kings. These are companies like Pepsi that have increased their dividend payouts for over 50 years in a row, and also broad index funds like the S&P 500. As the ratings show, this takes some serious capital. That's the 5-5 for money needed, but it takes very little time to manage. This is truly about making your money work for you, earning a piece of the profits without ever having to sell your stock.
And our final asset is a cool twist on a classic: real estate investment trusts, or REITs. The ratings show this is kind of a middle ground. It takes a moderate amount of time to research and a moderate amount of capital to invest. This is really for people who want real estate income without the massive headaches of being a landlord. You own a small piece of a huge portfolio, and by law, these trusts have to pass 90% of their profits right on to you as dividends.
So, after breaking down all 8 of these digital assets, the source leaves us with this powerful, kind of reflective thought. It shifts the focus away from the specific tactics and brings it back to personal agency. Every single choice, big or small, has led you to where you are right now. Which brings us to the final and most crucial question.
Ultimately, it all just boils down to this one question: are you primarily a consumer, or are you a producer? According to this framework, choosing which side of that line you're going to live on is the most important decision you can make for your financial future. The path doesn't start with building an asset, it starts with answering that question. What will your answer be? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.